I see the results of the poll, and there's absolutely a strong support for CBAs being essential to the EU's efforts to go climate neutral.
The announcement of the European Commission of the introduction of the carbon border adjustment mechanism on imported goods might have adverse effects on trade with third countries and escalate existing trade conflicts.
Et ce mécanisme miroir de notre système ETS implique de déterminer un prix du carbone qui devra, à mon sens, être progressif et surtout être élevé pour encourager les exportateurs et nos pays partenaires à adopter des modes de production plus respectueux de l'environnement. Cet instrument ne doit pas être un instrument punitif, au contraire, ça doit être un instrument incitatif pour que, ensemble, nous nous engagions pleinement dans la lutte contre le dérèglement climatique. Et la coopération avec nos partenaires commerciaux, évidemment, est cruciale et sera la clé de la réussite de ce mécanisme.
Transparency and dialogue is going to be critical in ensuring that when we come with a proposal, this is seen as being a genuine environmental measure and something which has nothing to do with the issue of protecting the European industry. We are quite confident that foreign importers would in no way be treated worse than domestic producers. That, I think, is the absolutely critical criteria that you need to be able to satisfy to show that you are actually WTO compatible.
The way to solve the climate crisis is not less cooperation, but rather more multilateral cooperation. Therefore, it is extremely important that the EU, when setting up a system like CBAM, is completely transparent and inclusive towards our trading partners and other stakeholders. To prevent and stop carbon leakage, we must try to find global solutions.
The CBAM should comply with WTO rules and other international obligations. In particular, non-European Union countries and companies are concerned about the possibility of CBAM serving as a new trade barrier. Transitions to carbon neutrality is an irreversible global trend, and I'm confident that climate change will be a key area to strengthen cooperation between Korea and the EU in the future.
Even in the absence of a carbon tax or fee being passed in the US Congress, the United States is going to move aggressively towards decarbonizing its energy supply.
We have the results from the poll. So should the EU implement carbon border adjustment mechanism even without the support from its trade partners? And the overwhelming majority is saying yes. Again, we see some trend that clearly indicates that the EU ETS should be used as a benchmark.
With a carbon border tax, you will also see a lot of trade deviation. So before we can proceed in designing the carbon border adjustment, we need to find out what we want to achieve and have a clear vision on the economic effect.
One of the goals is indeed to prevent carbon leakage, but we have to be very, very careful on the indirect effects on EU industry, which such an instrument could have. We absolutely need to deploy PV at a very, very fast pace in order to become carbon neutral in Europe. And we do not want to have that growth path negatively impacted by CBAs.
There is a unanimous view amongst member states that CO2 prices have to rise if we want to achieve the climate goals in the EU. Whatever we do with the revenues, it should go into the change of these sectors, into the adaptation to produce CO2 free.
Et ce qui ressort aussi quand même de cette matinée, c'est que Le mécanisme carbone, il doit être un mécanisme ambitieux. Ça sera un outil. C'est un outil nécessaire, indispensable, mais un outil parmi d'autres qui doit nous permettre justement d'assurer notre neutralité carbone. Et c'est essentiel et on voit que c'est partagé sur la scène internationale. Il le faut. On voit aussi que la compatibilité aux règles de l'OMC est capitale.